Hello, and welcome to the Apathetic Teenagers Podcast, Episode 1. I'm Radioactive Spike.
And I am 343 Green Spark. Here we will talk about a variety of topics.
Oh, topics plural. Okay. So let's just hop right in. What do you say?
Of course, yeah, of course. So, our first topic that we will start with is the new Hogwarts game.
Ooh.
I know, it's crazy. This game, I've not actually seen any trailers, so if you have any idea about it, could you, fill me in on any, information?
Also, by the way, Liam, you can move your mic away a little bit because it's peaking and that's what's cutting out a little bit.
Is this better?
Yeah. As long as they can hear you well.
I'm sure they can. Correct? Alright.
Okay. Hogwarts. You have a story, can you tell us about your recent injury?
Oh, so yeah, recently I got appendicitis and I had to be rushed to the ER.
What is appendicitis?
So, basically when your appendix gets inflamed, it happens completely by random, and it just happens to be the week of my wrestling state tournament, then I had to miss it. So, 4:30 in the morning, on, pretty sure it was Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday, yes, it was Wednesday.
Don't date the video. That's one thing you learn to do. Don't let them know that this is not recorded on the same day.
This isn't recorded as of, okay,
right.
Whatever. Back to the point, so, I was at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, I should remember, I had to go to the ER, and, yeah, they did an ultrasound and a CT scan, and they were like, yeah, bro, your appendix, it's kind of inflamed. I was like, dang, so, yeah, ambulance is here. We're gonna pop you on the stretcher and get you going to another hospital. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So I'm in the ambulance. We're going, and it's kind of bumpy. And the paramedics next to me, he's like, yeah, he feels it all. We're sitting here strapped in, seatbelt. No, he's feeling every single bump. New Orleans, kind of bumpy.
Yeah, they didn't even fix the potholes.
So yeah, really bumpy. So we arrive. And they literally put me in the room. Surgeon walks in. He's like, yo, we're going to need to, perform surgery. I'm like, huh? And I'm, real tired. And, my mom signs tons of paperwork. And then they take me, put me on another bed. They're rolling me over. And I hear the surgeons, as they're rolling me over, they're just casually talking about the Hogwarts game. So, they're just yo, that new Hogwarts game, sick. And he's like, yeah, I've been staying up all night playing that. And, kind of hearing your surgeon say, I've been up all night, kind of puts some fear in you.
It's a little scary.
Whoa, dude was up all night? Do I really
He was
want
playing
to die?
Hogwarts. What house are you in, dog?
He was playing Hogwarts, okay? He was playing Hogwarts, chilling. Yeah, I get in, wake up from surgery, I'm like, apparently they undressed me and put me in a hospital gown. So I woke up and I was kind of
feeling naked.
Bro, I'm naked. And I freaked out, man. I was like, oh no, where's my pants? And yeah, that was an entire experience. That was crazy.
Where'd my pants go?
And then yeah, that was insane. Definitely hurt, but now it's a bit better. Still have my belly button looks like a little alien crawled inside and is feeding on my insides. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. They did in the ER though have some crazy people. I'm pretty sure they were doing some kid-friendly substances.
Oh.
Yeah, she was kind of talking about how they had a cockroach in her throat.
What?
She thought she'd swallowed a cockroach, and she was all like screaming like, help me, please, help me! I can feel its leg coming up. I can feel the leg. Doctor, stick your fingers in my throat. Get it out. And then she's like trying to throw up. She's like, bleh, bleh. And I'm like, bro,
Just chill
It's
out,
like-
miss.
it's 8 in the morning.
Doctor.
Chill out.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, so like, it was crazy. Yeah, crazy
Hogwarts
experience.
Legacy. What house
I'll
are you
never
in?
have-
Have you ever played Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off? Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's it for that story. Pretty bizarre experience
Yeah, sounds wild.
overall. Yeah.
And you're good
Pretty
now.
bonkers. Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
But my doctor's mandated me I cannot hold more than 10 pounds
Oh.
until I get cleared. So,
Have you ever taken one of the Hogwarts quizzes? Like, what house are you quiz?
yes. It said I was Gryffindor.
Oh, do you want to know what I was? I was the Ravenclaw.
Oh!
Yes.
I've actually only watched one Harry Potter movie.
I
That
don't
was the
know.
first one.
I don't know of any characters that are in it in any of the films.
Yeah, I also read, like, a couple books. I read the first book and second book, because we had to for, school. And
Okay.
thought it was interesting, so I tried to look into the third book, and then just, I actually don't know what happened
Next
after
topic.
that. Alright, next topic.
What's the next one?
Roblox Moderation, and it sucks. Okay. Do you have any word on this?
I didn't hear you.
Do you have any word on this, Roblox Moderation, in your opinion?
Oh,
How
I
do
didn't hear
feel
you
about
say
it?
the words. Get a little closer.
Roblox Moderation, how do you feel about it?
Roblox Moderation. Well, having experienced it, what is it called? What does it mean to, like, live through somebody? Vicariously. I've lived it vicariously through you, and it sounds like not fun.
It is not. They do
I know.
not care. Doesn't matter. They don't care. I was just scrolling through, got banned, tried to appeal, they
How
just
did you
like,
get banned?
Screw you. That's a story. Whoa. So I was in my Roblox game, right? And I see this peculiar brick. And, I
I
placed
know.
it in my game. And apparently it had explicit content inside.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about that.
What I did
Yeah.
was I quickly deleted the object, closed out, without saving. These people, out of all the time, they could be catching people who are actually doing bad stuff.
They could be catching the people who's uploading it. That's what I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't upload it, and they decided to ban me. And I tell in my appeal, I said that. I said I didn't upload it. It was completely by accident. Why is this even on the Roblox workspace?
Yeah, it shouldn't be
Workspace. Like, I was confused. And they said, oh, well, you shouldn't have put it in. I was like, well, I didn't know what it was. It doesn't matter. You still shouldn't have put it in. It could have been a threat to to the people. I was like, what? But I didn't upload it. No one else could see it. So I was confused. When there's actually people uploading bypassed shirts and stuff that is inappropriate.
Yeah, it's kind of
contain.
wild how they can just
Yeah, I know.
people are spending that much time in the Roblox part editor making those scenes. Well, we can skip past it. This is a little off topic, but it's just it's kind of wild. Who's spending hours of their time building these creations and then putting them in blocks for others to see?
And also, they had a beheading.
Oh, yes.
Picture of a beheading.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next topic.
Next topic. Fortnite.
Fortnite. What's up with Fortnite?
That is
I played Fortnite recently.
that is gonna be memed so hard.
Do you want
All
to?
right, next topic, Fortnite.
Do you want me to talk about it?
Go ahead.
I played Fortnite recently. I played it with a full squad of four people. 2 guys and 1 girl. One of the girls was
Riz?
one of their lady friends.
Oh no.
What's up?
Okay. Continue. No, continue. I can say.
And then, okay, so we got in squads, right? They have these new. Well, I don't know how new the cars are, but in the.
Oh, they're pretty old. I mean
They've been around for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
They have the bikes, which I also think are pretty old as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The new map is like. The graphics are just not like the old one. They're like slightly new, but they're still a little choppy. But the overall gameplay was still about the same. And I think a lot of, you know what? I think a lot of the players were bots. It was like surprising.
Oh, yes. A lot of the players are bots. Yes, you're correct.
And why? Are they just trying to fill lobbies or what?
Yep. That's
Is that it?
exactly why. Mm-hmm.
Dang. Because we would get in and it would be pretty easy to kill like 5 people.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get like lots of kills in early game. Because my little cousin, I was watching him play while I was babysitting him, and yeah, it seemed like he was like missing every single shot, but like this bot could not kill him, and he'd land like a couple lucky shots, and win, like
Yeah.
the win against the bot.
Yeah, because I think.
So, like,
Also, this new map you get so you like the loading screen. The loading map is on this. The whole point is that this. I don't know. I haven't been following the stories. This is chapter 4, by the way. Holy crap! How did they get through that much already? Feels like chapter 1 was yesterday. You get launched off of. So basically, the whole point of the new map is that this deity or this goddess, whatever, has brought the island, like, broke it up and then, like, smushed it together. Or, like, from different multiverses and, like, squished it together, I guess. And you're on a battle bus at the beginning and, like, it, like, is on a rocket platform kind of facing towards the island and just kind of blasts off. But, like, it still flies like normal with the balloon. Also, the physics on that balloon just don't work. Like, it should not be going forward that fast unless it's, like, a wind current. But, like, if you have a thruster on the bottom, on that thing, unless your, like, bottom is super duper heavy, your center of mass is going to be way off, and your drag is going to be pulling all over that balloon. So that was just kind of bothering me.
I'm just not a fan of Fortnite anymore. Like,
Really?
I loved to play it back then.
It was pretty fun.
In my opinion, I think it got ruined. A couple instances, like, I don't know if the map is not the same anymore. Like, it used to have, like, this feel. Like, you'd feel like, yeah, this is Fortnite. Like, you'd know. And squatting up with, like, buddies and stuff, it's just, like, it's not like the old days anymore, I feel.
There's a lot of...
Now when I get into the game, it's, like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like Fortnite, how it used to be. The art styles all changed. And, like, the lobby things have all changed. And like, just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same since, like, that one day that I actually first started playing Fortnite. I was at a kid. I don't talk to him anymore. Down the street, him and his brothers were playing Fortnite, and we were in his house, and they were all playing Fortnite. And I went home, and I was like, let me download this game, Fortnite. Yeah. Season 3, chapter 1, season 3. That's when I started.
Yeah.
So
I remember my first time joining was when they had, like, those Ace of Spades, like, the diamond, like, the, like, heist-looking guys.
Yeah.
In season 5, that's when I got it on, like, the computer. Okay.
Okay.
We can go to the next topic.
Our next topic, Duolingo.
Duolingo. What language are we learning?
German.
Deutsch.
I have felt severely, like, I don't feel motivated to learn it.
anymore. But like my streak makes me keep like going back and like,
I've been kind of going just day by day, but I'm learning
yeah.
some new stuff actually. It's very slowly.
I don't know. I
The
need
new
to.
lessons
I
are much
just.
slower.
Yes, I know. The new lessons are very much slower, which I kind of prefer the older ones. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was progressing a lot more with the older ones. Not really sure why they made the change, but I guess if they're the experts, not me. But in my opinion, I think that the newer lessons I'm not learning as much, and it's not motivating as much to come back and, you know, learn.
It's difficult to keep wanting to learn without having something forcing you, like tests and quizzes and stuff, which is obviously
Yeah.
something that is not desired, but once you realize that it's kind of a necessary component,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of miss it a little bit. Not like a whole lot, but you can kind of realize, oh yeah, this would have helped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And as someone who gets like constant quizzing and testing, like what can you say to like, would you say that you have a lot of quizzes and tests?
Do we have a lot of quizzes and tests? Quizzes, not really. Mostly, sometimes, every once in a while, we'll have like a quiz here and there, but most of the time, no. We have a test once a week for like every subject, and they usually like really prepare us for that and stuff. But quizzes, not as much. We mostly do assignments that are quiz grades. That's like our quiz.
Right. We have like quizzes almost every day, multiple, and then like tests maybe a couple a week, maybe 2, 3,
All right.
and they're usually
Yeah. So
near the end.
you're in honors, correct?
Yeah, but I don't think that changes much. I think it's still the same for a lot of classes.
Well, because like, okay, my honors, I don't take honors classes for the main reason of, so how my school would determine if you go into honors was based on your entry test, and if you did good on it, they'd put you on honors classes. If not, they'd put you in normal classes.
Yep.
Well, the people who were mailing it to the facility to get it all graded and everything graded, it kind of lost all the tests.
Yes, you
It
told me
just,
about
like,
this. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost them. And so I actually missed a Houston National Wrestling Tournament to take that test. Well, guess when they rescheduled it? On the week of state, the weekend of state. I'm not missing that to make take the retake, okay?
Yeah.
So I ended up not getting into honors classes. And yeah, this is where I'm sitting right now.
That's kind of crazy. So there's a different universe, in which a different Liam is in honors classes. And would you consider that better or worse? Let's think about this.
I'm not sure. My grades probably wouldn't be as good because it'd probably be harder classes. But what I've heard from other people who have honors, it's literally just more work. Like, it's the same material, you just do more work.
Yeah, it's just
so
I think it's very stressful I feel like the first day of 8th grade, I got my first couple assignments. I was coming from a middle school that only went up to, it was like 5th or 7th grade, right? And they did not give work at all. Like when we went to the open house when I was in 4th grade, they said the students there were like, "Oh yeah, it's a lot of work." And then I got in, it was not. It was maybe an assignment. Like I'd get very unlucky if I had to do any assignments at home. Like it was mostly in class done, sort of situation.
Yeah, that's kind of how we were. Like, you just did an assignment in class, you don't gotta do it, you don't have homework. But then they'd have other teachers that would like do this, but what they'd do is give you no class time to work on the in quotes classwork.
Yeah.
And then they just like assign a buttload and say, "Oh, just finish it for homework."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, because I remember coming into the first day of 8th grade, and oh my gosh, yes, I cried. That first
Oh.
night of 8th grade was terrible. But it wasn't really that bad looking back at it now. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't come from a school that gave us that much work. I wasn't used to
Yeah.
it.
Well, something clicked when I got to high school, because 7th grade year, I had a D in English. Yeah, I got straight A's the 8th grade year.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Something clicked. Maybe I was like, dang, this is the big leagues. Like, I gotta take this seriously. I think that's what the main difference was. I wasn't taking anything seriously in elementary school. Nothing.
And
I
why is
didn't
that?
care. Because it was like just so like small, and I was just kind of like, whatever.
I think
And
you said that your class was the smallest at the time, right?
oh yeah, I think yeah. No, okay. So our class, it was the boys. We had the least amount of boys I'm pretty sure like any other like class ever had. We had 7 boys and like 20 girls. So kind of at a disadvantage when it came to that. One
Yeah.
thing that was funny though is we would have is Chromebooks.
Uh-huh.
The school was so bad with monitoring these. They didn't have any like precaution. Now the Chromebooks, they have a thing called LAN school, and they watch your screen. They
Right.
monitor it, record it, everything. So you cannot do anything, and also you cannot add multiple accounts. Like they thought everything through.
Yeah.
And our old school, my elementary school and middle school, they didn't think about that. You could just make a whole new account, just add an entire new account, and you can practically do anything you want. No stopping you. They didn't block anything either. Like they didn't block anything. They just gave you a little slap on the wrist if they caught you doing something bad. They didn't try to block it.
Yeah.
One time though the only time I ever got in trouble was
Was it Among Us?
this teacher, that too, but it was like a class in trouble. It wasn't like specifically me. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't like you get an infraction for it. It wasn't that. It was just like principal come in, talk, no, you're not supposed to be doing that, and then like they leave.
Yeah.
But on Google Classroom, they have the chat like feature. Like anyone can post anything in like the feed.
Oh,
So
that's
we
such a
decide-
dangerous thing.
So our class decides it would be an incredible idea if we just start talking.
Uh-huh.
So we would talk. A couple kids would post the entire Declaration of Independence. and
The
just
B-movie
post
script.
that. Yeah, like just script, like the Shrek movie script.
Yep.
They just post that. We talk about like our favorite football teams or something. And the fact was, I wasn't a main contributor. I said like 3 words. 3 words. I responded to like a question, like 3 questions. And guess what?
Uh-huh.
I get a 10-point infraction, and I could not take any. It was so embarrassing. Like I cringe every single time I look back, because like I would cry. I get in trouble, I'd start crying,
Yeah.
and I look back now, I'm like, oh my god,
Just take
that
it, man. It's okay.
so embarrassing. Because I remember after that, like he pulled us out of the cafeteria and said, like, see me during recess in the library. We all
See
go
me
sit
during
down.
recess. Oh no.
And I'm sitting there trying not to cry as he's signing all our planners. I'm the last one in there, and I'm like crying. And he's like, "Now you know not to misuse the technology." And I'm walking to like the blue top, crying, and oh my god, this was so cringe, so cringe. A pair of girls asked, "Hey, what's wrong?" And like, dude, I remember that now, and I'm just like, every time I just think about it, I'm like, ugh, that was,
But it was fine.
Just
It was just people
just-
being nice.
well, it was just like the sight of people seeing me cry. Just,
instant embarrassment. Like, I get embarrassed thinking about that. Like, that was me. I would cry when I'd have to get an infraction that did absolutely nothing. I was just literally... Now, my brother, he's a lot worse than I was. Bro was just getting, like, infractions galore. Like, this kid, like 10-point infraction. He's just like, whatever. It's gotten to that point, the whatever phase. Do you have any stories from elementary school or middle school?
Okay, some stories. So some of my stories can you give me a prompt? It's a little hard to think generally.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Oh, so many embarrassing stories. Let's think.
Most embarrassing. What
Most
do you regret?
embarrassing story.
Like,
oh,
if you had to go back in time and smack yourself across the face, when would it be?
It's not that embarrassing now, but at the time I was really ashamed of doing it. In church. So we went to, this was the same elementary school that he's talking about. I left, what is it, second grade? After third grade, I left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was in kindergarten. We were at the same elementary school, in kindergarten. And it was a mass day, which was Thursdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday mass day. And our teacher, or a teacher's assistant, was standing right next to me. And apparently I did not know that. And it was the Thanksgiving Day celebration. You remember that?
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah. Like, don't they do, like, the little play, like, where they talk? And,
Yeah,
like,
they
like,
do.
there's,
They
like,
talk
pilgrims
on
and
the they
Indians.
talk on the mic. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, I know what you're
And they
talking
go through the like little stations on the tables.
Yeah. I know what you're
So
talking about.
I was actually a speaker for one of those one time. It wasn't cringy. I just read a thing. But anyway, I was sitting in the pew. I think I was in the front row, on the right side, and there was a campfire. But it wasn't really a campfire. It was one of the things where it has a fan underneath and it blows the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like sheets of whatever, and it looks
Yeah,
like a fire.
Like a fake fire, yeah.
And I remember seeing, my parents do not watch Big Bang Theory, but it must have been on for a split second or something. I remember what I was thinking at the time. There was an episode of Big Bang Theory, and there was a clip where I've never seen the show, so I wouldn't know what the people's names are, but this guy is shooting a bow and arrow at the screen, or like a crossbow at the screen, or something similar to that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay. And I drew back an arrow with my arms, and I let it fly. I was pretending like I was shooting a bow at the campfire. And Miss Denise was like, stop that right now. And I was like, oh. It's not embarrassing. It's really funny. And I didn't get my card moved or anything. It was just like made me really paranoid apparently as a young boy. And it wasn't bad at all. It was pretty funny. It was just, I don't know, messed me up a little bit.
I remember this one time, they were talking. I overheard some of the teachers talking about a lice outbreak in the school during kindergarten, and during recess, this kid, I'm pretty sure he had lice. I'm pretty sure that was the kid they were talking about, and I'm like, oh, the infection has begun, and I remember being genuinely afraid of the lice. Thinking they were gonna eat my brains or something.
Oh yes.
Make my head itch.
The ostracism of the lice kids was real.
Dude. In that same recess, or not the same day, but I remember riding on the scooter and I fell and hit my knee. I'm pretty sure I still have the scar.
Ooh.
And I remember being in the room and she's just giving me bandages. And I'm I remember it was all dark. Another story of me getting injured actually dates back to pre-K 4. I did not go to the same elementary school. I was in a different
Oh yeah,
pre-K.
pre-K we were both at different schools.
Yeah. And so I remember that I was chilling, and there's a wasp nest. And I decided to be the brave hero. And
Brave hero.
pretend to shoot it like I'm a stormtrooper. I'm like, pew pew
Yes.
pew, get back everybody, pew pew. Wasp stings me, and it also stings this other girl. And
No.
they bring us both into the little art classroom, and the classroom has like 3 lights on in there, so it's like
Ooh.
really dark.
Dark.
And me and the girl are just sitting there. I'm closest to the door, and she's like farthest from the door.
Okay.
And I remember just sitting there with the wasp stung my hand, having ice on my hand. I'm just sitting there, and I look over, and I just see her like look back over at me. I'm like, this is the most awkward thing ever. And I'm like just like sitting there. I'm like, I was kind of scared at that moment. Like, not of the girl, but like just being in a dark room like that. I thought something was about to attack. And I also remember that my pre-K, I remember the theater that we had would really stink. Like, it really stunk. Like, every time. Like, it would stink.
Oh,
And-
like it actually smelled bad.
Yeah, like, it just smelled bad. So, like, every time you went in there, it would just smell bad. And
Can you describe
Actually-
the smell?
it was, like, kind of like like something just died and it's rotting.
Oh my god.
Something definitely died in there.
Okay.
And I remember recently actually going back to that place because my
Oh.
mom decided to try to take a job there to help out a friend that was working there.
Mhm.
That didn't work out. She did it for like a day and then quit. Yeah. So I remember going there because like they were signing papers or something, and I don't remember being in this classroom, but it was a classroom that my brother was in a lot. And I think I've gone in that classroom a bunch because when my brother first came to pre-K, he would cry for me. He wanted his big brother, and so they would bring me into that room to calm him down or something. And
Yeah.
they had this jar of gummy bears. And at the time when I came back, I was like, dang, that jar of gummy bears looks really good. Yeah, I ate a couple gummy bears, and those were some pretty nasty tasting gummy bears. Probably shouldn't have eaten those.
They're probably
'cause-
years old, man.
Yeah.
No,
Was-
don't eat the
wasn't that-
3, 4, 5, 6-year-old
Look.
gummy bears.
My love for gummy bears just got in the way. It just got in the way.
In that one moment.
Yeah, in that moment, it just got in the way. I needed gummy bears. I love gummy bears. That's my favorite candy.
Favorite
I love
candy.
gummy bears.
Favorite candy. Oh, good question. Favorite candy.
Is it a chocolate candy? Is it chocolate or is it like a hard
I'd have to
sugary
let me
candy?
think for a second. 'Cause I do like the fruity ones. I think those are my favorite. Have you ever had the Haribo? Who makes the gummy bears? They
Yeah,
make
Haribo.
these raspberry and blackberry. Dude, I'll have to send them to you. Let me show
Alright.
you. They're like, think of nerds but smaller and always round. Like they're not weird shapes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're black and red, obviously.
Here, just post it up on the screen right here. Boom,
Boom.
right there.
Hey, that's
Right there.
hey. I didn't. I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah. just-
Haribo
right there.
berries is what they're called. They're called Haribo berries, and they look like they have an old packaging, but apparently they're new. Kids and grown-ups love it so. Crunchy and chewy. The happy world of Haribo. Okay, I just read an ad for them. This is not an ad. They spelled gummy with an I. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gummy.
I eat a
And
lot of
basically,
gummies.
it's a bunch of nerds attached to a squishy skeleton, a squishy endoskeleton.
Oh, sort of like nerd clusters.
Yeah, but better.
Okay. I understand what you're talking about.
Right.
All right, so actually talking about favorite candy, I remember it was back like in the quarantine days because my birthday was very unfortunate to fall into like those like months that like we were in quarantine, and for my birthday, my mom asked me, "What is your favorite candy?"
And I said, at the time, I said Jolly Ranchers, because Jolly Ranchers are also good. I like those a lot, too. And little did I know, everyone was doing a drive-by parade, like, with the, and they would, like, hand me stuff. And the one issue I had with this was that I was outside barefoot. And I was very conscious about people seeing my bare feet. That was one of my fears. I still have that thing to this day. I just, no. If I'm somewhere at someone's house, I've got to be wearing socks. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I'm sleeping with socks on.
You're afraid to show your feet in other people's house.
I do not. No. Even when people like visit my house, if it's not like close family members, I'm throwing socks on.
You just don't like them seeing your feet.
Nope.
It's an intimate part of you.
Sometimes I even don't like looking at my own feet. Not gonna lie. Don't like looking at my own feet.
Self-conscious about feet. Okay.
I know.
That's what it is.
Well, and then we also did it for this girl, right? She invited like the entire grade to do this little drive-by parade, right? Really cringy part. I decided to draw a little something for her because, like, I don't know. I was just kind of like.
Was this Mr. Beast's home state?
No. That part was even worse.
Who is this person?
Dude. I gotta remember. I don't.
And this was what? What year was this?
This was 6th grade.
6th grade. Okay, gotcha.
I know. Weird me. Okay, I was a weird person. Yes.
You can write a note for a lady.
No, yes. I was cringe when it came to like women. Okay?
I think it was sweet. Keep going.
I drew this picture of this lizard monster thingy.
Okay.
That was donut. That was like a donut.
Hell yeah.
And then this little like Baymax looking infant.
Okay.
So like it was like if Baymax was blue and a baby.
Gotcha.
Like just a circle with arms and a little Baymax face on it, basically.
Gotcha.
After that, I'm pretty sure a week later, I'm like, why did I do that?
Did she say anything back? Like, did you get a response?
No, never.
What did she just take it?
Another
and be like,
time, another time that something similar happened. So we had candygrams, right? We had candygrams, and my mom would like just make candygrams for the entire like grade, right? Like everyone got one. Sign their name, sign your name, boom. Well, on hers, I decided to put a smiley face, and she questioned me, and I was like, "Oh, that must have been by accident."
You said that?
So she said, yeah, she said, wait, so why was mine the only one that had a smiley face on it? I was like, oh, must have been by accident or something.
Did she ever figure it out? You think so?
I think so.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Well, now, she would always talk to me, dude, like, always. Oh, my God. I think she was, like, into me or something.
Okay.
I don't know. She would talk to me about, like, Pokemon.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
now, I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. I was just hearing, yeah, I traded this Pokemon with some dude from Japan. And I was
But
like,
you were enjoying it, yes.
Interesting. I was like, interesting. And then I decided, let's pull a move. Let's flex that I memorized the entire opening scene of Halo ODST. I thought that was a good idea.
No, it is a good idea. I like it.
She was just, like, amazed. She was like, you really have no life. I'm pretty sure that's what she was thinking in her mind.
No. What did she actually say?
She was confused. She didn't say anything. She was
She's
confused.
like, okay.
Riz at the back.
That is the modern term, everyone. Riz.
So, it's interesting talking about my childhood crushes because, like, you remember when you were there. You probably remember the girl. I think I might. No, I threw it away. I finally threw it away. I found it and threw it away.
No, really?
Yeah.
We don't have to go there.
I think
Because
during
we shouldn't go there.
Yes, I should. I really should
Are
address
you
this
choosing?
on this podcast. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast. Go
So
ahead.
she was handing out candy, right? And
Right.
it had her name on it. And I kept the wrapper in a bag and stored it in my closet.
Hold up 1 second. Can we make up a fake name for this person?
Nickel.
Mickle?
No. Nickel.
Like the
Or quarter. Quarter. How about
quarter.
this? Quarter.
Okay, quarter.
Quarter. Quarter.
So quarter gives you a candy wrapper for Valentine's Day?
I think so. I think it was Valentine's Day. And it had her name and a heart.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I have to keep this. I was so cringy, man. Like,
I think it's just a little bit of,
it's a learning
bit of
experience,
obsession.
okay? A learning experience, okay? Wasn't a obsession. Okay. I mean, I would for the years to come, in search of a picture of this person in the yearbook.
Right.
I'd be like, where? And
Where is it?
one time, I thought I had ultimate riz when I said bye in the parking lot, and she said
To a
bye
quarter?
back, and I was just, yeah, it's a quarter, and I was just like, oh, look at me, I'm
Look at
fly.
this. Look at the Rizzler.
Hello, yeah, I know.
I know who I am.
I know.
I said bye. Was it sheepish? Just like, bye.
I think so. Yeah, it was. It was sheepish. Yeah, for sure. So those two occurrences, I had only one more occurrence.
Okay. Let's hear
One
about
more. This was with Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast?
Yeah, you
Jimmy.
know what I'm talking about. Jimmy. This is with Jimmy. And she, every night, we message each other, good night.
Okay.
Every night. You know?
All right. That's not
It'd be
terribly
tradition.
wrong.
I'd say good night to her, she'd say back. And like at school, we'd be super embarrassed to look at each other. Like this was like a thing going on.
Right.
Well, our timing was a bit off because summer break hits, and we don't talk to each other ever.
Because you don't see
then-
each other at all.
Never. We don't even message each other.
Right.
Like we don't message each other. And coming back to school, well, we do not talk to each other. We
Right.
don't look at each other at all. Like we try anything in our power to stay away. And that's great. How one summer break destroyed it all. That is why I'm single. Yeah. All right. So, I'm pretty sure that was like the only other time I actually had like a crush on anyone or like had any interactions. Other than those three occurrences, I do not think I was like that much enthused. They did have this one girl who I'm pretty sure had a crush on me, but that ended up in things that we do not talk about.
Okay.
Personal topics, I think she formed an obsession by kind of in my terms harassing me. And-
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
I didn't take kindly to that, and we got into. I'm just not going to talk.
We
about
don't
that.
support assault, guys. You gotta be nice.
I regret my decisions. That was.
We don't have to go into it if it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're just not going to talk about that.
Can
I would talk
a-
about that. I would totally talk about it. I don't care anymore, but I just feel like that's surfacing right now.
Just yeah. Well,
That'll come when I'm out of school and everything. When I'm
yeah. Maybe in some later episode, it's a little bit more.
just
Kinda
a little early for that.
Yeah.
A
All right.
little controversial.
Would you like me to give my fair share?
Oh, for sure. I would love to hear. I would
Well,
actually love
it's
to hear.
a little bit more difficult for me to talk about because a lot of it's within the last year. 3 occurrences within the last year. Can you believe that?
I'm just saying, probably and hopefully, no one that you mention will probably ever see this.
Oh no,
so
never.
you're completely
Hopefully
good.
not. I can
I
tell you
hope
about before we get
Definitely
into
hope.
that, it might take me a
Fortnite.
little bit longer. We can go really, really far back, right? Because
I really hope no
throughout,
one.
what's up?
I really hope that no one that I mentioned finds us. Just want to make
Yeah,
that
I
clear.
think we're good. We just got to use the code names, hopefully.
No.
All right, let's go way, way back. So I did have all boys middle school, and now an all boys high school. But the all boys high school obviously is more open to, going to the dances and parties and whatever bullcrap. But I wasn't talking to girls a lot after leaving in 3rd grade, like just not at all for the next 4 years. So I can.
So you kind of did you like kind of fall into like this state of like I'm different, like this like
No,
wasn't you?
I don't
was
think we can get into that another. That's a whole another tangent. We can. That's a good topic though. Let's go way,
Alright.
way back. Pre-K. Pre-K. I
Alright.
don't know which number. I think it was pre-K 2 or 1. I think it was 1.
Dang, you young.
Can you guess how many girlfriends I had? Girlfriends in air quotes.
4.
Less.
Oh, 3.
Yes, I was a playboy. I was
Oh.
I was the master. Every morning I would shift around and I'd try to give one of them a smooch.
Would it be like a interaction like ladies, one at a time?
No. I think I think my thinking was at the time that they don't know about each other. It was like a 20-person class of like preschoolers. But
like,
yes, every morning I would sit next to a different one, and I had all 3. One of them I really liked, and then I told people that she moved to Oregon, and that didn't happen. So
Oh, well, you know the one that I was talking about that dude, I didn't really give a name. That you were talking about
Okay.
Pokemon. Her, I remember one time when we'd sit out on the blue top before school. I decided, let's show her my Samus and Metroid action figures.
heck yeah, dog.
Riz,
Go.
bro. Oh my god. She was like, wow, those are so cool.
And they bet they were.
Yeah. So that was a pretty cool experience.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, now that
But
we've gone through the oldest one, do you want to come up to the newest ones?
For sure.
Okay. Let's set the scene. A young lad.
Editor, put some dramatic music in.
Boom, 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 boom. We're coming out of middle school.
Okay.
Middle school was pretty sheltered. I didn't have good friends. I had pretty sucky friends. They weren't very nice, and I was not very nice because of that.
Alright.
I'm coming into this new school. I haven't spoken to a person of the opposite gender in 4 years. I'm really stressed out by the amount of work that they're giving. We talked about that earlier. It's a lot more than I'm used to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get into first couple days of 8th grade. There's a hurricane. And this hurricane, known as Hurricane Ida, sweeps through, and it pushes back the back-to-school dance until after Hurricane Ida. And we could talk about our personal experiences.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, like Ida, totally another episode.
Yeah, we can do that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're coming out of Hurricane Ida, which doesn't really influence it that much, but it might. Let's see.
Maybe like the dormant time might have influenced it, like you being maybe away from society and stuff.
Maybe.
Sheltered.
But it was a lot of labor. It was a lot of just me and my dad. We could get into that later. Okay, never mind. All right. So we're coming out of Hurricane Ida. The dance is in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And Everett goes to a football game with his 2 guys who are still good friends now. And he sees this smoking broad. Okay. What should we name this person?
Stacy.
Stachyphorus.
Stachyphorus? Okay.
Stacy. She's a good looking lady.
Okay.
What I didn't know at the time was that she was a year older than me, which it wouldn't be. It's not crazy, but it is for a young lad who doesn't know what he's doing. It's a little out of his league. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried. He. This was my first interaction where I actually got somebody's number. It was crazy. I was really nice about it. I wasn't mean about it, which I like. It was pretty awkward interaction, but I feel like I feel like I handled it pretty well, and I did what I wanted to do. And I went home that day, and I was like, yes, I did it. And then ensued the next week of texting, which is just the worst mode of communication on this planet. It is. No one gets their ideas across effectively when you're arguing, when you're talking normally. It gets misconstrued constantly. It's my least favorite way to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine, it's kind of bland.
Yeah.
Bland back and forth. And
yeah,
then,
yeah, for sure.
back to school dance. Not much happened. Just kind of hanging out with my guys. And then there was a Monday. I don't know why I picked a Monday. But homecoming's coming up.
Okay.
And this little 8th grader thinks, haha, yes, I can do this. Right? So I give maybe about it's a couple sentences long. But it's a pretty long text, right? And she's like, oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm going with this other guy. And he is in the correct grade. Which I shouldn't say correct. That's a little mean. But he's in the right grade, right? And I was just like, okay. But it wasn't okay. It hurt me a little bit bad. Because I kind of... It hurt a little bit more than that.
That's
just
kinda my
because...
fear. That's kind of my fear when approaching women is, first, how old is she? I have no idea.
That's the problem.
That's
That's why you just gotta talk
this
to
girl
people.
could look my age, but for all I know, she could be 18. Like, I don't know.
It's getting harder
And
and harder to
second-
tell these days, I tell you.
Second, she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I already have a boyfriend." Immediately shut down.
So that's like your thought of what would happen.
Yes, that's like those two things, like
Worst case scenario.
her being older than me, or even younger than me. Like if she's younger than me, there's already
That's a little
this
weird.
Kid, there's already this kid who people are saying he keeps denying it, but people are saying how he's dating a 7th grader, and he's like, no, I'm not. But they're like, haha, he's dating a 7th
Well,
grader.
you know
and
how
he's like, no.
you know how kids are.
Yeah, but like.
It's more of a fear that keeps you out.
Yes. Facts. I mean, every girl that has come up to me, you already know. You already know what I've said. No.
What have you said? You
No.
just, yeah. We can get into that another time.
Hey,
Let me just wrap it up because we're getting near the end.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Let's go back to the story. Ever gets rejected. He's not very happy. It's not a hard rejection, but it does hurt because he's put a lot of his self-worth into whether this goes good or not, right?
Yeah.
So this hits him bad, but not because of the person, but because of his own choices, which are not necessarily bad, but for the time, they caused negative side effects. I believed that I was depressed. Well, don't laugh. It wasn't...
I'm sorry. I could just see you, like, after just, like, seeing this girl, just, like, a week later, you ask her out, but it turns out she's older than you, and she already has a
I know.
thing, and then you just
sounds
fall into
silly,
this state, fall into a state of, like,
I wasn't crying. It was just more of like, oh, you know. And I was okay. It just took me a while to realize that. Maybe about a year. And inside of my head, I hate talking like this because it's hard to explain as it is, that being that I'm a bad explainer as it is as well. Inside my head, I think I would say 40 times a day, I would bring up that person, that moment, these moments, this moment, that moment, that I did not like. And it wasn't me. It was an extra mental force giving me this to look upon. And I feel like that's what drove a lot of it. So we can skip a little bit further past that. The voices that tell you what you've done wrong slightly fade. Still, sometimes today, you get a couple of those. Then we come to, I wouldn't say I have had 3 times. Let's just say 2, because the third was the most recent, and I went to the, we can get to that in 1 second, real quick. So we can speed through the next one, because it wasn't as crazy. So
Yeah.
I met this person at the back to school dance the next year. So this is 9th grade, right? We were talking. Good person, sweet person. We just do not have chemistry in person. That's all. Good person, sweet person. Just nothing there. That's all. And that's about all I have to say. It just went on for a while. Went to homecoming. It wasn't crazy. Homecoming actually sucked. It was not very fun. It was at the Superdome. And it was like really loud. And we all agreed that the dinner before was better.
Yeah, I remember my friends were like, "Yo, if you can get a date, you should come with us."
Yeah.
You know what happened? Didn't get one. Didn't get to go with my friends. Do I regret that? Not really. Don't really
Not
care.
really?
Yeah, I just
Maybe
I
we can
looked at it,
try again
and it
next
was
year.
kind of weird. It was kind of weird because like the thing that I was like, I don't care, is that one of my friends was actually with my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be an entire weird thing, like going, like showing up, and then like just, I didn't know
What?
you were here. What are you doing here? And it's kind of like, well, what are you doing here? And it's like,
I don't know.
whoa.
Yeah.
So I
All
also
right.
heard it was like pretty boring, just generally just there.
Yeah.
So
All right. So this person, very sweet, very kind. Platymenthes. It's the name of a phylum of worm, but I'm just gonna call this person. You know what? I'm gonna call this person Rose Petal. Just very nice person. And then that just didn't really work out. Nothing really came of it. And then let's fast forward 8 months. So this was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. This is very recent. But I wouldn't say it's a personal encounter at all. But I was set up with this person for the Frosh. This is one of the local girls' high school dances, right?
okay.
Let me send it to you, so you can know what it is. Which school I'm talking about. And this school, I was invited to. I've never been there before, but I was like, okay, I'll go. And the original plan person had had beef in the group and apparently left. So I was set up with a new person. So I was already going into this like, oh, okay, so this is not going to be anything. It's just I'm going because my friend, literally, he only wanted me there because he didn't want to be alone. And also the only
I
other
understand.
person going was this person's friend and this person's cousin. So he didn't know them very well, right? And I meet the person. We didn't actually talk a whole lot the whole time. It was just like, okay, this is my date for the day. I'm here for this guy. He wants me to be here, so I'm just gonna hang out, right? And the music was really loud. It was not very comfortable, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
Dang.
So far, that's it.
Well, it seems like I think we're running about out of time. I mean,
Yep.
we got a lot of ground on what the basis of this podcast will be. I really think we covered some topics that a lot of people would probably not talk about. But I think we got the courage and talked about this. Just went along with it. Anything
Alright.
you'd like to say before we end off?
I just want to say thank you if you've stuck around this long on episode 1. Unless you're coming back from a while, I hope this goes for a while. If not, then, I'd encourage you to make this channel last a little longer, right?
Yeah.
And if you're coming back from the future, I just want to say, are we there yet? That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, if you watch this whole thing, you are a trooper, a soldier, if you will. And thanks for giving this a listen.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch y'all guys in the next podcast.
That's right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, you want to cut it?